Today's deep dive is brought to you by Skip Benton with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate covering Northern Nevada. All right, imagine this. You're house hunting, and your love for football is a big factor.
Sounds a little crazier, but it's a real thing.
Yeah, we're diving into a recent Realtor.com survey. It says that fandom is really changing how people buy homes.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
So first, get this. 55% of NFL fans, they say they feel more connected to their city because of their team.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's more than just the game itself. It's like this shared identity.
For sure. A real sense of community. All those shared experiences bring people together.
And you know, it's wild. 20% of those fans, they actually let their team loyalty influence their home buying.
It's becoming more and more common. Like, think about it. A finished basement or a big backyard suddenly become must-haves for those game day parties. It's like their own little stadium.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. 20% of fans specifically looked for homes that were perfect for watching football.
The layout, the whole 9 yards, prioritizing that game day viewing experience above everything else.
I'm picturing those epic fan caves, decked out in team colors.
Absolutely, bringing that stadium energy right into their homes.
And speaking of stadiums, 18% of fans considered how close the stadium was when choosing a home.
Totally. Think about it. Easy access to the game, no traffic nightmares. Even property values could be affected.
It's all connected.
Exactly. It all ties back to that sense of community and belonging. And speaking of connections, there's a clear generational divide here. Gen Z and millennials are leading the charge when it comes to letting fandom influence their home buying choices.
Why do you think that is?
Well, those generations, they really value experiences and community. Expressing who they are is a big deal. So it's not surprising their passions, like their love for their team, would factor into something as big as buying a home.
Makes sense. It's like my home should reflect who I am, and being a fan is a huge part of that.
Exactly. It's all about aligning your lifestyle with your passions. And speaking of passions, the survey also dug into why people pick their teams in the first place. And it's not always about who's winning.
Really? I would have thought that was a huge factor.
It is for some people, for sure, 44% to be exact. But what's even more interesting is that personal connections play a way bigger role.
Oh, you mean like family traditions and stuff?
Exactly. 40% of fans chose their team because it represents their home state or city. And get this, 39% root for the team their family has always supported.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. It shows how deep those emotional connections run. It's about heritage, family, belonging, things that go beyond just who wins or loses. It's amazing how these connections can really shape our choices, even like where we want to live. And speaking of, home, the survey found that almost all NFL fans, like 96%, prefer to watch games at home.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It makes sense, right? I mean, these days, the home viewing experience is just incredible. Huge TVs, amazing sound systems.
Right, you can stream from anywhere.
And it's comfy.
Oh, yeah, way more comfortable than being at the stadium. And you can control everything, snacks, bathroom breaks.
Pause the game if you need to.
Yeah, it's a totally different world from, the old days of watching games. And it ties in with what we were talking about before.
Yeah, like how people are basically turning their homes into stadiums.
Exactly. It's all about creating a space that's perfect for game day. And we're not just talking, like putting up a poster or two. We're talking decked out fan caves, team colors everywhere, all the memorabilia.
The full-on immersive experiences.
Right. Bringing the stadium energy right into their living rooms. And it's not just about the visuals either.
It's a social thing, too.
Totally. Watch parties, friends and family all together. It's all part of the fun.
It's like having your own mini stadium right in your house. So the survey also found that fans are actually looking for specific features in their homes to, make game day even better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like 18% of the people, they said they wanted homes that, would really enhance their football viewing.
So what kind of features are we talking about?
Well, think about it. Built-in bars, those are becoming popular. And spacious patios, so you can extend the party outside. Even windows with a view of the stadium if you're lucky enough.
That's awesome. I love that. But it's not just about the outside, right? The survey said that 20% of fans were looking at the layout of the home specifically for watching football.
Right. Open floor plans, where everyone can gather. Dedicated media rooms are also becoming super popular.
Makes you wonder, are builders starting to design homes with this in mind? Will we see fan cave floor plans becoming a thing?
It's definitely possible. I mean, as the demand grows, builders are going to adapt. Imagine walking into a model home and the first thing they show you is this amazing fan cave, huge TV, and a bar.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it could definitely become a standard feature in homes, especially those near stadiums.
Like a major selling point.
Totally. And, it's not just about, the existing fans. This trend could actually influence, new fans too.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, imagine moving into a neighborhood where everyone loves the same team. All those watch parties, the shared excitement, that sense of community. It could easily sway someone to become a fan.
Makes sense, yeah. You're surrounded by it all the time.
Right. It shows how much our environment can really shape, our preferences and even our behavior. But, this is just the beginning. There's more to unpack.
Yeah, we were talking about the generational differences.
Exactly. And Gen Z and millennials, they're approaching this whole thing in a really unique way. We'll dive into that after a quick break.
All right, so we were talking about how younger fans are letting their team loyalty really influence their home buying decisions.
Yeah, Gen Z and millennials are even more likely to consider it.
More than older generations.
Oh, yeah, it's a big part of their lifestyle.
So why is that? Why are they different?
I think it comes down to, their priorities, experiences, community, and expressing themselves. Those are all super important to those generations. And, their fandom isn't just like a casual thing.
It's part of who they are.
Exactly. And they want their homes to reflect that. So it's not just about having a place to watch the game. It's about creating a whole environment that celebrates their team.
Makes sense.
And the survey actually had some really cool examples of how this plays out. Like a lot of millennials, like 29%, I think, they specifically wanted homes that were perfect for watching football.
So open living spaces, maybe a dedicated media room.
Yep. Big spaces where they can have parties and get-togethers.
So it's not just about them, it's about sharing the experience with friends and family.
Exactly. They're building spaces where everyone can enjoy the game. And Gen Z is really focused on those specific home features that make the viewing experience even better.
So what are they looking for?
Think high-tech. Amazing sound systems, huge TVs, and even those home bars where they can mix up, some game day drinks.
Sounds pretty awesome. Like having your own personal sports bar.
Right. It's a big trend. And I think it shows how these younger generations, how they see their homes differently. It's not just a place to live anymore. It's a way to express who they are.
It's a reflection of them.
Yeah. And their passions are a big part of that.
So do you think this will change how homes are designed in the future?
I definitely think so. As more and more younger people buy homes, I think we'll see a lot more properties that are designed for them.
Imagine neighborhoods built around community viewing parties.
Totally. Or homes that come with a state-of-the-art media room built in. Maybe developers will even partner with teams to create special communities just for fans.
Wow. That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it would. And this whole conversation has really made me think about, the power of passion. It can really influence every part of our lives, even something as practical as buying a home.
Absolutely. It's really interesting to see how something like team loyalty can play such a big role in those decisions. It's all about finding that balance between what we need and what we love.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder what other things are influencing our choices, even if we don't realize it. It's something to think about.
Definitely. So for everyone listening, the big question is, would you let team loyalty influence your next move? Something to consider, right?
Absolutely. And it's a good reminder that even the most practical decisions can be full of passion and meaning. It's all about finding the right balance for you.
Well said. And a huge thanks to Skip Benton with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate covering Northern Nevada for bringing us today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.